Hello, everyone. Hey, Aldi, how's it going, man? Nice to see
Good,
you.
good.
Good, awesome. And we've got someone's note taker. Hello, Bet. Hello, Sabina. Hello, Giving Tree. Alan's coming through.
Hello.
How are
Hey
you guys?
there.
How are you guys? Feel free to say, share how you're feeling today. What's going on? How are you feeling? What's news? Any interesting updates? Aldi, you got a haircut, looking very slick.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. A little nervous. I mean, this is my first time joining your this event. Meeting everyone. So hi everyone.
Yeah, man. And I think that, yeah, that definitely makes it a bigger step for you. So good on you as well for like taking that plunge. I think that's awesome. Alan, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
It is going well. It is great to see you as well. And it is great to see these people who are going to be competing and just putting it out there. I just typed this in the comments for whatever this is worth. Don't think of this as testing to see if you know it. This is practice showing what you know so far. I have found that mindset makes giving the speech so much easier for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, it's great. Appreciate that. And this is the training ground or the testing ground, I hope, for future speeches that you guys are all going to give in the future. So yeah, thanks for that valuable input. I see so Emma's come through. Hello, Emma. Hello, Ten. Nice to see you guys. Got a couple of note takers here. That's cool. I wonder if they will come through or they'll just be their note takers. Oh, Joel probably won't be here. That's cool. Awesome, guys. Well, look, we're going to jump straight in. There's a fair bit happening today. Oh, there's more coming through. Javaria, I'm sure will cruise through a couple minutes late, but I'm sure she'll be here very soon. All right. So let me share my screen and we'll get into it. Let's see. People are still coming through. Oh my gosh. I need an assistant, guys. Give me one second. Maybe I'll just wait till a few more come through.
If
Um,
you want me to be an assistant, I'm happy to help.
I'm not sure if, yeah, I mean, if you can just sort of take care of the comment section and tell me if there's anything there in the chat, that'd be amazing. If I need to like draw attention to anything. I don't even
Sure.
know how to make you support. And we also got Björn here who's here to help me out too.
If you
With
go to where the three dots are, like if you were to hover your mouse over whoever you want to make your co-host, click on the three dots. There should be an option to make a co-host. You don't want to make somebody else a host because then you'll lose your
gotcha.
hosting abilities. But
All right.
co-host can let people in and that kind of thing.
I see. Gotcha. Let me Björn, do you mind being a co-host today since I've sort of asked you to help me out a little bit? And Alan, I appreciate the offer as well. Let me
Yeah,
just,
I'm fine.
all right, awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I can only see make host, so that will probably remove me in that case. I'm going to leave it for now. I think we're good. And if people come through, I'll just manage as I normally do. But yeah. Hello, Kavya. Welcome. Nick, I see you there. Welcome, Dorina. Nice to meet you. First time coming through. Rachel, hello. Jose's there as well. Daniel is probably being shy. I'm sure he'll pop up in a second. Lovely to see you guys all today. Welcome, welcome. So we're going to jump straight in. Let me share my screen. Obviously, it's a longer session. So, if at some point you feel you need to run off to the bathroom, whatever, feel free to turn off the camera. Well, please turn off the camera first and don't bring it to the bathroom. But feel free to pop in and out. And just remember that, like, I guess if someone's giving a speech and they're all like black screens, it'll be a bit depressing. So we can be respectful to those who are giving the speeches today as well, and just tune in that way. All right. But I will do my best to try and keep things moving along and make sure we're sort of out on time around 1.5, maybe 100 minutes later is the goal. All right. Awesome. So welcome to the very first World Stage Challenge. We have run many events of this before. We've done a couple of smaller ones, but this is the first World Stage Challenge, and so I'm very happy to invite you all here and for you to all be a part of it. Here's the mission for today. I'm going to talk a little bit about today's event. I'm going to give our guest judge, our friendly judge, Björn, a chance to have a chat and just introduce himself, We'll be having 3 speakers and then a couple of trivia rounds. And each trivia round, there'll be an opportunity to win a very, very special new RSC Club prize, which doesn't involve a one-on-one with me. It's much more special than that. So you'll definitely want to try and win that one. Speakers 4, 5, and 6, another trivia round there, seeing how much you know about speaking confidence. The last 2 speakers, and then, of course, voting at the end for a few minutes, some awards, and then we'll be wrapping this all up. All right, wonderful. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'm sure Björn and Alan will also help me out a little bit with some of those, just notifying me, but should be all pretty straightforward there. All right. So they were most of the details. Let me see. A few things just about today's speeches. So if you are delivering a speech today, be aware that there's a very strict 5-minute, 30-second time limit. I think most of you are already fine there. I know there was a couple of speeches that were a little bit over. That was my fault for not communicating that clearly enough. So if it does go over that time, I will interrupt and say, okay, and sort of interrupt that way. I hope I don't have to do that because that will be kind of awkward. Nice one. The timer will start when you start talking. And so we'll hit the timer at that point. And you can feel free to take 30, 60 seconds to get ready. And I highly recommend to do a little pre-speaking routine, a little breathing routine to get focused, the physiological sigh, yes, Javaria, just like that, to get into the zone before you give that speech. Cool. So you can take your time and get into it straight away. All right. Awesome. What else is there to share? No, that's right. So yes, the top 3 today, the winners through votes. So we're all voting, obviously, and the top 3 will get a special prize. Trivia winners will also get a special prize. It's going to be fun, and I will tell you what that special prize is at some point in the future. I'll send you a DM if you win that very special prize. Cool. The very last thing, after your speech, Björn and I are going to ask you probably one very simple question just to follow up from your speech. So just be prepared for that. Something really simple. We're not going to dive too deep, but just an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better and for the others to share, to hear a little bit more from you. All right. So without further ado, I would like to briefly introduce Björn. Björn, come and say a few words. Just introduce yourself to the group. As it's your first time here, let me stop sharing my screen. All right, welcome, Björn.
Yeah, welcome everyone, and thanks, Ben, for having me today. Obviously, my name is Björn. You know that already. I'm a business psychologist and certified perma-lead coach and consultant. I'm the founder of Unshakable You, as you see in my name tag here, and I'm a keynote voice on human-centered culture, self-leadership, and quiet leadership. I help mostly introverts become calm, confident leaders who make clear decisions, communicate directly, and lead without self-doubt so that teams perform better, business grows, and they self feel more grounded instead of overwhelmed. Before that, I served 10 years as a sergeant within German armed forces, leading under pressure as an introvert as myself. And after leaving the Bundeswehr, the rank came off and identity did too. So I had to rebuild the person I am before the title I had. So that's how I became who I am today. And today I know leadership does not start with others. It starts with you. It starts with your core self. And it's about identity first, because performance always follows. It's about creating that calm, clear, and true space for yourself. And I'm really honored to be here with you today. And I'm really looking forward to see you all flourish today.
Thank you, Björn. That was really cool. I didn't actually know you were a sergeant in the army. That's really interesting. So there's obviously huge parallels between what we both do, and what I love most about bringing you on today is that you are experiencing the journey that many of the people here, many of our members here are still experiencing as well, just non-native English speaker. You're giving some speeches and presentations in English, which is very cool. So you're very much in that space right now. And so, yeah, we'll be very grateful for your thoughts and just for you to be here today. So thanks for your time. All right. Wonderful. All right. So without further ado, how do we choose who's going to go first? I'm not going to leave it to volunteers today, but I am going to spin the magic wheel to see who goes first. All right. And so let's get into it. Speaker number 1, here we go. Awesome. Aldy, you're up. And so I'm going to stop sharing my screen to pin you. All right, brilliant. And so when you're ready, give it a go.
Give me a few moments. I need to take my beloved friend. Hello. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. And thank you for the opportunity. And as you've seen from my videos, I'm going to talk about about opportunity cost. A few years ago, I used to treat opportunities like Pokemon. I said, gotta catch them all. And then forgetting that Ash, the main character, could spend his life catching Pokemon because he once wished to be forever young to a legendary wish granting Pokemon. Sadly, I'm not Ash. I don't have a legendary Pokemon. I just have this cute guy right here. I'm an English tutor. I chose this career on purpose because I love balance. I love finishing work while the sun is still up. I love getting 8 hours of sleep as if it's my full time religion. Life was good. Then one day, I was insecure with my content creating skills. Everyone was a content creator. They market their business digitally, and I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to survive if I didn't catch up. I started managing my contents for my side business, and it was quite successful. However, little did I know that it was the beginning of the end. My senior saw it and said, "Hey, could you do the same magic for my Taekwondo dojo?" And for reasons unknown to science, I said, "Sure." At first, it was fine. Then suddenly, he wanted cinematic content, creative concepts, scripted scenes, Taekwondo members acting like K-drama stars. And did he help me with any of it? Of course not. I was an outsider approaching people like, "Hey, can you punch the air dramatically for our content?" And they were like, "Who are you?" Every Sunday became my weekly panic Olympics. I'd stare at footage until my brain melted, scroll for trending sounds, and try to turn random clips into 5 days worth of content. My shoulders were so tense, I could have snapped chopsticks by accident. And then came that night, 3 a.m. in the morning, my laptop glowing, my eyes burning, and I thought, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Meanwhile, I was rejecting students. I was sacrificing my sleep, things that are precious to me, people who actually values me. That was the moment I realized I wasn't just sad. I wasn't just tired. I was emotionally bankrupt. And one day, I was doom scrolling, taking breaks between my classes, and I saw a financial influencer talk about opportunity cost. When you spend that money, you're also spending things that you can buy or do with that money. And I was like, that's it. That is opportunity cost. And suddenly it clicked. opportunity cost wasn't just about money. It was also about time, energy, and sanity. Now, I ask myself one question whenever a shiny opportunity appears. If I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? And if the price is my peace, my sleep, or my passion, then the opportunity can politely exit the chat. After realizing this, I told my senior that I couldn't handle it anymore, and I quit. So here's one thing that I want you to think about. The next time someone offers you a great opportunity, before you say yes, pause and ask yourself, do I actually want this? Or am I just scared to disappoint someone or missing out? Your life is not a clearance sale. You don't have to give everything away. Let your yes means yes, and let your no protect your sanity. And unless you have a legendary wish granting Pokemon, choose wisely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aldi. Very beautiful speech. And I just want to note, I really love your energy. I love the friendly vibes that you give, and I'm sure that just helps you a lot when you're teaching people of all ages, kids and adults too. Just really good energy, man. So do you plan on teaching English forever? Is this a passion that you feel like you'll do for the rest of your life, or you're not sure at this point?
I'm sure that I will be teaching. Anything that I can teach, I think I will be teaching. That includes if perhaps I can teach people how to be more confident with themselves as well.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can train Pokemon one day. I don't know. But I will definitely teach.
Cool. Might be a long shot, but yeah, dreams. I don't want to crush your dreams. No, I'm just kidding. Björn, do you have any thoughts? Anything you want to add there?
I really love that strong message about the opportunity costs, like Alan says in the chat as well. That's a real great thing that you stated out. And I love the storyline with the Pokemon. So that's well done. So, but maybe you could think about a profession as a Pokemon catcher as well.
Thank you very much.
Then you paused at Pokemon. You said a profession as a Pokemon catcher. No, just I wasn't sure where we were going.
Not as a Pokemon as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Awesome. Thank you, Aldi. That was brilliant. Congratulations. I'm gonna come back to
Thank you, Ben.
the screen here and let's see who's up. Speaker number 2, let's go. Mel C. All right, Mel C. Stop sharing. Oh, is she there? She might have gone for a quick break. So let me see. Mel, are you there? Oh, yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So take a moment. You've got 60 seconds. Take your time. And when you're ready, you may begin. Also, just want to mention, everyone, I love the comments coming through. In the comments, I will have that transcript as well, and we'll be able to share it with the participants as well. So feel free to share your thoughts that way if you prefer that in typing. That's really powerful. Thanks, guys. All right, Mel, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mel. Here's a question nobody asks when you're planning to have kids. Are you ready to mother yourself first? We ask if you're financially ready, if your relationship is stable, if you have a nursery set up. But we don't ask if you know how to give yourself what you never got. If you can be patient with yourself when you're falling apart, if you've learned to stop testing the people you love to prove they'll stay. Nobody asks that, but maybe we should. A few years ago, my brother asked my mom if she could come help out when his wife had their baby. It was a simple question. And my mom said no. Well, not no exactly. She said it in that very Asian, passive aggressive way. Like, well, what about if you guys move down to my city? Or how short can it be? You know what I mean? When it's not a no, but it's definitely not a yes. We had her volunteer commitments, her friends, her routine. And I remember sitting there thinking, how could she not want to? This is her grandchild. This is family. But then it hit me. Maybe she never really wanted to be a mother in the first place. Maybe she just did what the right kind of woman was supposed to do: get married, have kids, show up. And she did show up. She fed us, clothed us, kept us alive. But emotionally, she was always somewhere else, always out volunteering, finding fulfillment anywhere but home. And at home, she made herself small around my dad and his endless need for validation. My whole childhood, I wanted her to prioritize us, to see me, to listen without fixing or dismissing. I remember getting my first period and being so confused, and she wasn't home. I couldn't tell my dad, so I went to school with tissue tucked in my underwear, just hoping I'd figure it out. And here's the thing: my sister in law wanted so badly to be a mom. She did everything right, she planned for it. She thought having a child would make her complete, would make her own mother proud, would give her those Instagram worthy moments with cute babies and matching outfits. But now she's drowning in anxiety and she's not enjoying it. So it turns out wanting cute kids and actually being ready to raise a whole human, two very different things. So here's what I've learned the hard way: you have to mother yourself first. Not as a backup plan, not because no one else will, but because that's the work. That's the foundation. For years, I made myself small. I got quiet about what I needed, overdid for everyone else, then felt resentful. I tested my partner, little games to see if I mattered, if I was kept in mind. You know, the classic, I'm fine, when you're definitely not fine, and then get upset when they believe you. Going nomadic with my partner forced me to change. I had to make my own friends, do my own thing, stop waiting around. I had to learn that asking for what I need isn't being too much, it's being honest. That I can give my partner space and trust he loves me, even when it doesn't look the way I imagined. That I can go to friends when he taught me the need. That I have the tools to be okay. I had to become the mother I needed, the one who listens, who doesn't dismiss, who says, you're not too much, you're just right. So if you're about to become a parent, or if you already are, here's what I want you to know. This isn't about being perfect, about collective growth. It's about meaning. And it's not just about you. We're all in this together, learning and stumbling and trying again. So before you mother anyone else, ask yourself, can I give myself what I never got? Because that's not selfishness. That's preparation. That's love. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. Very powerful personal speech there. I really love the conversational nature of the way that you speak. And it just comes out more and more the more that you've been doing these types of speeches, which is amazing. I really hope that at some point you get the opportunity to jump on a stage and deliver this. I just think it'll connect so well, especially in a live setting. So that was fantastic. My question for you is on this topic of parenting. Do you think parenting has become easier or harder in the last 20, 30 years? What are your thoughts?
That's a great question for someone that wants to be, because in our parents' generation, they're just trying to keep us alive. But now we've been through that experience before. We're trying to give our kids the best experience and the inner world that is very nurturing. So we have so many TikTok videos and books and all kinds of experts teaching us how to be the best mom parents we can be. And we do have the time and capacity to do that. So if you're not trying harder nowadays, you're considered irresponsible, right? The standards, the bar has been rising very high, I think. Yeah, so I think definitely harder for us.
Yeah, maybe the basics are easier to maintain, but the bar has definitely gone up. Yeah, I feel that a lot as well, and just my friends and all that as well. So thanks for sharing that, Mel. Björn, any thoughts? Anything you want to add there?
Yeah, I really loved that message about honesty and meaning and all that stuff. What I would love to know, what's your best advice for parenting yourself for everyone here?
Best advice for parenting yourself. I would say if you're looking to parent yourself, it is to whatever we're seeking from our partners, our friends, like the sense of feeling being needed or a sense of fulfillment, feeling proud, whatever it is, do that with yourself, right? Instead of depending on someone else to give you the feeling you want, own it, right? Like do something that you feel proud of, or accompany yourself in a way that you feel like you need yourself, even if it's just a bubble bath, you know? Yeah, I think it's that. Whenever you're trying to reach out to someone to give you something, just stay with yourself just for 5 minutes.
Beautiful. I love
Thank
me
you.
a
Thank
good
you.
bubble bath. So I love the suggestion there. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mel. That was brilliant. And we're going to move on to our third.
Here, everyone.
Let me share this. Here we go. All right, Mr. Nick Straw. The floor is yours when you're ready. Let me just pin you to the chat. Sorry, to the meeting. Okay. Whenever you're ready, sir.
When I was little, I found a jigsaw puzzle lying on the table. Excited, I opened it up and started to play with it. But after just 10 minutes, I'd given up and found myself just jamming the pieces together. This kind of worked for puzzles, but not in my life. Because no matter how hard I tried, I always felt like that one piece that nobody could find a place for. Have you ever felt like you don't belong? That's how I always felt. I struggled every day in medical school. I have ADHD and my thoughts are disorganized and I lose complete track of time. It's our end of placement exam. Our supervisor, this tall and lanky man, comes in. Nick, take a quick 7-minute history from the patient, and leaves. Miss Smith, what brings you in today? Ah, osteoporosis. You have 10 dogs? Wow, tell me more. Suddenly, the supervisor bursts into the door. He's glaring at me, and he says, Nick, you really need to work on your communication skills. That night, I call my mom. Mom, how do I fit in? I knew I needed to work harder. Fast forward a few years, I'm finally a doctor. So why did I feel so empty? After a long night shift at work, I come home sleep deprived and depressed. And my brain finally says, enough! And I have the first panic attack of my life as I'm lying in bed. My heart is racing. My thoughts are going 1,000 a second. I feel like I'm about to die. I call my mom sobbing. Mom, Mom, how do I fit in? You don't have to. No matter what happens, I'll be here for you. So don't change yourself. Change your environment. Her words made me realize all along I've been jamming myself into places where I didn't fit in. All these years, instead of asking, how do I fit in? I should have been asking, where do I fit in? After a few months, I quit my job. I realized, hey, I love speaking. I love connecting with people. I love making people laugh. And so one night, I get up on stage at a comedy open mic. And suddenly, the crowd laughs. And I'm not panicking. I'm not forcing anything. I'm just being myself. And piece by piece, things started to click into place. So if you don't feel like you belong, please don't change yourself. Change your environment. Now, be honest with yourself. Am I with my partner for the right reasons? Am I doing this job because I want to or because I have to? Stop forcing yourself to fit in, and piece by piece, things will finally start to click into place. Okay? Because you start to ask the right question. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. That was absolutely. I'm not crying, you're crying. Brilliant. You can go check out the comments in a bit. That was fantastic. For context, I think if you guys didn't notice, Nick's preparing for a Toastmasters competition. Is that right, Nick? It's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, in mid-January.
Awesome,
It's
man.
like,
Yeah, dude, I feel like very excited. You got to keep us posted with how you go with that. That one, yeah, hit deep, and I really noticed just the. I mean, you can look at it from a technical standpoint of all the pauses and the pace control or whatever, but I really felt what you felt. That's the whole point. So, yeah, powerful stuff, man. I want to ask, how do
thank
you
you.
feel like you're feeling at the moment on this journey to feeling more comfortable in your own skin? Do you feel like you have mastered it? Do you feel like it's a work in progress? Where do you feel like you're at?
That's a good question. I think I've made considerable progress. I think after you leave university, it's difficult because it's the first time you're not following a script. You're not on the conveyor belt of life. And so and so you quickly realize if you fit in or not. But I've made progress and it's a work in progress.
Beautiful. And yeah, thank you for having the vulnerability to share that story with us. And I think most of us can relate to that feeling as well. Really powerful stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Björn, any thoughts?
Yeah, I really love that calm-oriented and alive presence you have. And I love that message about belonging versus fitting in. What I would love to hear, did you find your place now where you belong and doesn't have to fit in anymore?
Sort of yes and no. Still finding that place. And I think it takes a long time and everyone's still kind of struggling to find their own place with their job, with their friend group, um, with their where they live. And as you grow, as you change, your environment or your job or your needs will also change. So it's a ongoing progress, ongoing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome, man. So excited. Keep us posted about the competition. If we can like jump in and like do some votes online or something. I'm not sure what the nature of it is, but no, we can't. Okay. But yeah, let us know how it all goes, man. And hopefully this competition was a nice confidence boost for you because I think, yeah, you've shown that you're definitely very ready or getting close to. Hopefully you feel that. Mm.
Yeah, for sure. As in, I always worry about forgetting words and stuff, so it's good practice.
Yeah, man. Beautiful. Nice one. Thank you so much. And so, guys, they were the first three speakers. Huge congrats to Aldy, Mel, and Nick. That was amazing. Great place to start. Hopefully, the others not feeling too nervous. I'm sure you're all feeling all right, Javaria. There, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And so, what we're going to do, very quick little break because you guys know I love to play games. We're going to take a 5-question quiz to see who really knows RSC Club. Who are the loyal #1 fans. And so if you have a device or something handy, just connect in. You can scan that code there. I'm going to drop this link into the chat, and this will only take a few minutes, but should be good fun as a little break before we keep moving along. So we'll give it a minute. Come and join in, and then we'll see who is the RSC Club guru. Let's give it another 10, 15 seconds and we'll jump right in. Give me a thumbs up if you've played a Book It game before. I'm sure most of you have because you've been to my workshops. Yes, no. If you have, yes, no, maybe. All right. This is just stop this. It's just the classic mode. It's just like Kahoot. We're just answering some questions there. So nothing too crazy there. All right, get into it. Big prize up for grabs. RSC Club members come from how many countries? I had to go through and count this one. Well, see what you think. More than 40, yes. If you go through so many different countries that RSC Club members come from. Next question. Number 2. Oops. All right, 10. Storming ahead. Let's go. Round 2. Which 2 members are at the top of the all-time leaderboard? This could be a trick question. Be careful. is the 7-day leaderboard. Anyone got time to quickly check the RSC Club leaderboard? Well done, that's right. Javaria and Emma, our two beloved members who are here today. Daniel takes the lead. Daniel's hungry for victory. Let's keep going. When was RSC Club first founded? Now, a few of you guys have been here since the very beginning, but not many. Tricky question. July 2024. Technically, it was in June, but no one was in here until July. All right. Jay, is that Javaria? I'm not sure. Jay, well done. Oh, sorry, Daniel.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
You didn't
Jay's the
even
one.
wait for
Oh,
me.
Jose. Is that you, Jose? See you giggling. What is the name of RSC Club's weekly workshop? This is a trick question. There are 2 correct answers. Get in quick. Get those points. Brilliant. The amygdala override for our Speak Lead members and Sunday Club for everybody else. It is tight at the top. 10 and Daniel. Who is going to win? There's only one winner for this special prize. What is the name of RSC Club's a program that offers a confidence guarantee? What is it? It's Speak to Speak, Speak to Lead, Speaking Confidence, or Sunday Club? Talked about this enough. Surely you guys should know. Brilliant. It is called the Speak to Lead program. So let's find out. Third place, Aldy and Toto. Second place, Daniel. And first place, none other than 10. 10, congratulations. Please give a 30-second victory speech.
So even though I don't engage with a lot of people on the platform, I've been lurking and collecting all the information. So that's my strategy to win today. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ten. And, 10 is actually one of our oldest members. She's been here since, I think, July or August last year. So very much appreciate having your support here. Right. Lovely, guys. So that is the little break time. What we will do is we're going to move forward on with the next set of 3 speeches. So let's get into it. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, Emma, it's time. When you're ready, the floor is yours.
All right, I'll just find the speech. Have you ever stepped into a place you'd never seen before and somehow felt like you'd been missing it your whole life? That was me, jet-lagged, sweaty, dragging a suitcase that felt heavier than my entire past, walking out of the Melbourne airport into warm sunlight. And something inside me whispered, "You're safe." I didn't know it then, but that moment would change everything. Growing up, I was always the girl chasing somewhere else. My dad worked abroad, so I grew up believing distance was normal, almost inevitable. At 12, I told myself I would study in Prague. And I did. But Prague wasn't the ending. Munich wasn't either. The UK, where I thought I'd build a future with my ex-fiancé, still didn't feel right. I kept waiting for a place to click. That moment where you think, yes, this is home. Instead, I felt like I was borrowing spaces that belonged to other people. And then, the breakup. I still remember that night, sitting on the floor next to my half-packed boxes, staring at the wall, feeling this mix of heartbreak, anger, and complete exhaustion. It wasn't just the end of a relationship. It was the end of pretending I didn't want more. Something inside me said, enough. Choose yourself this time. And I know what it feels like to worry that choosing yourself means disappointing someone else. So I opened my laptop, typed study abroad outside Europe. Australia appeared. And I didn't even think, I just clicked. 2 applications, Canberra and Melbourne. But the truth is, I secretly whispered, please let it be Melbourne. Weeks later, the acceptance email arrived. One-way ticket booked, 0 backup plan. Just me and a very stubborn hope. When I stepped out of the airport, warm air on my face, sunlight soaking through my tired body, this calm hum of a city that didn't know me, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. Not excitement, not fear. Peace. In my first week in Melbourne, I caught myself smiling for no reason, just walking down the street on a random Wednesday, and I thought, this is what belonging feels like. And then something happened that I never planned, never expected, and honestly never thought I deserved after everything. I met someone. Someone who didn't try to hold me back or shrink my dreams. Someone who actually loved the version of me I had fought so hard to become. It was like the universe said, see, when you choose yourself, the right people choose you too. The surprising part? I didn't just find a new city. I found a new version of myself, and someone who saw her clearly from the start. Melbourne taught me something I'd been running from for years. Home isn't always the place you come from. Sometimes it's the place that finally lets you be yourself. I realized people will tell you your dreams are too big, too distant, too risky, not because they want to limit you, but because they're scared you'll outgrow the version of you they're comfortable with. But their fear doesn't have to be your future. Before, I believed I needed approval. Now, I know I need honesty with myself. If you're feeling disconnected or uncertain, start with one simple question. What actually feels right for me? And once you hear the answer, even if it's a whisper, take one step toward it. A small one is enough. Because the life that fits you is waiting on the other side of that step. So here's my challenge for you. Think of one dream you've put on the shelf because someone told you it was unrealistic, inconvenient, or too much. What would happen if you let yourself want it again? Because you never know. You might find your home. You might find your person. Or better yet, you might finally find your true self. Thank you.
Whew. Thank you, Emma. That was amazing. Your speech makes me think about how sometimes when we know people, I've seen you come through the community, you posted pictures, you're always here and there popping in, and we don't really. Sometimes we forget that there's like a whole bunch of other stuff going on, like in my mind, it's like you go to Australia, you're having a great time, and then now you're in Germany. It's like it's all fun and games, but you were going through, there's a whole thing that you were experiencing. And I just love that you were able to share that with us today. Yeah, really, really beautiful. I love the tone of your voice is very soothing. I love the way you deliver, and I feel like I could listen to you talk for a long time. And I think that's a blessing because I don't think all of us are blessed that way. And so, yeah, it's just a really nice, just something I wanted to point out there. Question for you. Do you think that it was the city that brought you this experience, or was it your state that you were sort of open to it? And I'm just curious to know how that compares to where you are now in a new city.
Yeah, I think it's been both because since the breakup that I talked about in the story, I have been on this kind of journey of self-discovery and I have been just trying new things and I've been a lot focusing on myself and on my inner thoughts and my inner world. And I have been just trying to explore that a lot. And I honestly felt that going so far away from my birthplace or from familiar places was a great opportunity to discover those parts of me. And everyone that I knew told me that, oh, when you will come to Australia, you will become so hippie. And I thought, you know what? I might as well embrace this. And I think the culture also helped me a lot because everyone was just very chill, very calm, or at least much more than in Europe. I feel like now when I'm back in Europe, everyone is rushing and it's just a lot sometimes. But yeah, so I think it was also the state of my mind and of where I was back in the day, and also the city because it was like love at first sight with the city. I just loved it from the first moment. And it was crazy to me that I felt like I was at home. And at the same time, I was like, what, 15,000 kilometers away from my home.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was both, I think.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so sometimes it's interesting how we have to go far away to have that peace, to have introspection. So I've definitely had experiences like that too. Um, Amazing. Mr. Björn, any thoughts?
Yeah, I like Ben said, I like your presence and your voice is so calming. It's great to hear you speak, and I love that message that finding home within your own heart is the most crucial thing to find yourself. So, would you like to share what actually feels right for you right now at that moment?
Yeah, for sure. So I think essentially, and I know this is me speaking very, very hopefully or full of hope and me just dreaming about this in a few years. But essentially, I would love to come back to Australia permanently and just move there, find a job and just settle down and all of that. And every time I think about it or imagine it, it just warms my heart from the inside. So I think it's right. And even though I'm in Germany right now for studying, um, and I love Germany, I love the town where I'm at. I don't know if you know, I'm in Konstanz.
Mhm.
So it's a very beautiful town. But even though I found so many friends here, it still doesn't feel like home that I have experienced in Melbourne. So when someone asks me, can you imagine staying here after you finish? I always say no, as much as I love it, I just cannot. So essentially, my goal is to just come back, hopefully, and settle down and yeah, live the rest of my life there and enjoy.
I don't blame you. Australia's pretty awesome. So it has that impact on
Indeed.
people, especially the Aussie guys. You got to be careful about them. Am I right?
Yeah,
Nice one.
shame he's not Aussie. He cannot even help me with the
Oh,
citizenship or anything.
all right. What a waste of time then. Just kidding. Brilliant. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. So let's move on. We're halfway through with the speeches today. Four more to go. We're going to do the next speaker. Javaria mentioned that the wheel is broken. It's on a short spin today. That's probably why Javaria isn't coming up every single time. So lucky for you today, Javaria. Let's spin the wheel. Okay, Bet, the floor is yours. Let me just pin my screen and take as much time as you need to get ready.
Hi, can you hear me? Imagine this. You're standing alone in an empty parking lot. The crowd has left, and you carried equipment no one offered to help you with. You gave everything to create something beautiful for others. And now there is nothing left but silence and your own footsteps walking home. Has that ever happened to you? That moment when you realize that serving others doesn't always come with applause, gratitude, or even a simple thank you. That was me years ago, standing outside my church after creating what I thought was a brilliant photo backdrop. Everyone loved it. They took pictures, they smiled, they praised the setup, but when it was time to pack up, I was alone. That night taught me something crucial. Serving means being satisfied with the joy you bring to others, even when nothing comes back to you. Because oftentimes, there simply won't be anything in return. Look, there was a time when I believed that the world revolved around me. My feelings, my needs, my expectations. Serving shattered that illusion. I learned to find solutions to problems that weren't even mine. Let me give an example. Midweek services in my local church were nearly ghost services. So when guest speakers did not want to come and preach, I created a simple solution. It was a spreadsheet that scheduled people from our own congregation to participate. That system didn't just fill gaps, it opened doors. Doors for people who had never been given a chance before. People who discovered their own voice in a smaller, less intimidating setting. And believe me when I say that was not a problem that I had to deal with, and yet I gave my time for that. Hours and hours that I could be enjoying the company of my family and friends dedicated to organizing and maintaining that system to serve the church. But when I think about the moments I give my time to benefit and serve others, the greatest lesson came from someone everyone else had given up on. This happened when I had the chance to first work with teenagers in my local church. There was this one girl whom most people only had negative things to say about. I'll be honest, I agreed with them at first. She was actually a very difficult teenager to deal with. But that year, I read a book about how Jesus is especially drawn to people with labels as difficult. So I said to myself, okay, maybe she's a good one to practice all this with. So I tried. I tried to see her differently, and little by little, I discovered she was one of the most genuine and honest people I've ever met. The more I walked alongside her, the more I saw someone misunderstood, longing for affection, craving understanding, desperately wanting to belong. Today, when I work with teenagers, I no longer see rebellious students. I see sons, daughters, friends, young people who are deeply misunderstood. And I try as much as I can to be a positive and transformative presence in their lives. I give them my time, my ears, my shoulder, my affection. See, everything used to be about me. Now everything about me is for others. This is what serving does. It grows us, it strengthens us, it makes us wiser, more mature, more flexible. Our empathy deepens, our awareness expands, and we become more attentive to the small details that truly matter. So, here's what I want to leave you with today. In a world where every single day someone reaches a point of taking their own life, I genuinely believe that a single word, a simple gesture, or even a meaningful glance can make a profound difference in someone's story. Who can you serve this week? Who needs to be seen, to be heard, to be valued? Maybe it's everyone else has dismissed. Maybe it's someone standing alone in a parking lot, carrying more than they should. Choose to see them. Choose to stay. Choose to serve. Because when you do, you won't just change their story, you will transform your own. Thank you.
Well done, Bet. That was a beautiful, beautiful delivery. It really felt like it was coming from you. And I know we talked about this a little bit in our preparation. Talking to a live audience is perhaps easier because you can see some faces rather than talking to the camera. But yeah, that was really, really well done. Really loved it. I love the very conversational nature. It feels like you're very connected to the words that you're saying, and I really love that. My question for you, I'm very interested in the whole idea of faith in general. And I just wanted to ask you one question. Do you notice any difference in the way that faith is practiced here in Australia versus in Brazil, in your home country? Any differences there in terms of what you've experienced?
Yes, I would say that yes, I see some differences, but I actually would say that it depends. It changes from person to person, not exactly from country to country, but I know yet there is. I think we are more devoted to our faith in Brazil. So I think that people like blend secular. So I think that here people see their beliefs more as a religion, whereas in Brazil, I think that our faith really moves us, our thinking, our actions, our everything. So we always put God first if we really have faith. So I think it's probably the main difference. We really live our faith as Brazilians when we have a faith. We really live it. Whereas here, I think that's just part of people's lives, just one part of it, not their actual life.
I see. Yeah, I think that aligns with my understanding of the Aussies that I know as well. It's a part, perhaps, some
Just a
cultural
part.
difference there too of like how together we are. That's really interesting, and I'm sure it's something we can talk about more at another point. Björn, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, thank you so much for that speech. I really love hearing that this is not only a message that you give, but it's a belief that
Sorry.
you have that service is good for others and for yourself as well.
Sorry, I can't
And
hear you.
oh,
Hello?
sorry.
Oh,
Um,
I
but
can
Ben, do you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear
I
me,
can hear you.
Ed?
Yeah, I can hear both of you.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, hello. Can you hear us?
Hello. Yeah, I think now I can hear. I just turned off my camera. Maybe it helps.
Oh, sure. No
Sorry, I
worries.
didn't hear the question.
Yeah, so let me say that again. I really love that you don't just give a message. It's a belief, and I really
Yes.
love that because it comes from deep down of your heart, and I
Yeah.
really love that message that being in service for others is the biggest thing we have, and I agree with that. So, would you share some? Advice for all people here. What's the easiest way to make people heard?
What's the easiest way to make people heard?
Yes.
Interesting question. Look, I think there isn't a formula, like an easier way. Um, I think that, for example, what we're doing right now is one way that we can be heard, like we are polishing the way we speak and getting ready. So when we have the opportunity to speak, we know how to speak, so getting ready. But if you're asking me from the point of view, like, how can I help you to be heard, like, for example, as a teacher in that perspective, um, I would say that not sharing this feeling like that you have something valuable and important within yourself. Because sometimes we think that our words or our thoughts are not good enough, are not important, are, like it doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter. So I think that many, especially kids, sorry, I'm a teacher, sometimes they feel like that. But even as grown-ups, myself, sometimes I feel like, oh, it doesn't matter what I'm going to say, nobody's going to care about it. But just not treating the thing that, just say it. Sometimes it's exactly what somebody needs to listen is to hear right now. So just not treating that feeling that what you think is important and also needs to be said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful message. Thank you for that.
And that's exactly what you're embodying by being here today and sharing your message. Thank you very much, Bert. Appreciate it. Nice one. And so we got one more speech before we take one slightly little 5-minute game break. I saw a comment, 5 minutes? What's going on? That's cool. That's cool. I'll leave I'll leave that. Let's spin the wheel. Here we go. Okay, Miss Ten Raya. Ready? The floor is yours. Okay, let me just pin you here. All right. And whenever you're ready.
Have you ever sat in a meeting and realized we're talking about the same problem again? Same numbers, same excuses, same questions. That was me. In our tiny meeting room at HD Mall, squeezed between teams, watching the energy drop week after week as growth stalled. And somewhere between the silence and the signs, I thought, I need to create a win for the team and honestly, for myself. Every 2 weeks, we had performance reviews. Everyone from every team sat in the only meeting room we had. The sales slides went up, and this was always the same story. We tried this, we tested that, we optimized all these campaigns, but the growth still isn't where it needs to be. I could hear myself repeating the same things too. We write the ad copy, improve the landing page, test the new ads formats, all good things, just not enough. The room kept getting quieter. The team was demotivated. And if I'm honest, so was I. I started feeling incapable as a CMO. I needed to win, not for my ego, but to keep going. So I took a step back and asked myself, what am I actually good at? And a memory came back from my e-commerce days. Every time I closed a corporate account, that felt like a real win. Tangible, energizing, me being me. I also noticed something. As HTML became more well-known, companies started emailing us asking for annual health checkup quotations. So the opportunity was already knocking. Quietly, I just had to open the door. We created an employee benefits program. But first, I had to convince our CFO, the man who survived COVID by being proudly stingy. I pitched the idea, reaching tens of thousands of the right people at 10% discount instead of 30% we burn on marketing now. He paused. He nodded. I quickly said, great, and changed the subject before he'd rethink it. 6 months later, our employee benefits program now reaches over 30,000 employees. The sales contribution is still tiny, but it's a channel, a door, a new path. And most importantly, it reminded me of something I forgot. We're not stuck. We're not limited to the role on our job description. We can create our own opportunity. The moment I stopped trying to be a textbook CMO and start being myself, someone who loves people, partnerships, conversations, and deals, the business start moving again. That's the part no one teaches you. Your real leverage isn't doing everything better. It's in doing the right thing that only you can do. And that applies to everyone in this room. Your strength is already there. It's just waiting to be used. So, here's my challenge for you. Think of one strength you've been underusing, the one that feels natural, obvious, maybe even too simple. What if that is your biggest opportunity? What if you stop waiting to be assigned a role and start creating one? Because the truth is simple. Create your own opportunity, own your strength, use it well. And when you do, you don't just grow the business, you grow yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Tan. What a beautiful speech. Really, really loved it. And I think what really stands out to me is just how comfortable and confident you feel in the setting. I think that your speaking, you've always been pretty confident, and I think that your speaking has been catching up to your level of confidence overall. And I just see that bridge being that gap being bridged closer and closer, which is really cool. So really absolutely love the speech, really resonate with it, and love seeing your personality shine through. It's really wonderful. I want to ask you just a sort of, go for it.
My heart hasn't caught up yet. My heart's still pumping.
Yeah, so let that settle. That's cool. You've got a good poker face. I can't tell at all. You seem very comfortable. So nice one. What is so yeah, just a question. I mean, 2026 is around the corner. So what is a strength that you see as being important to you in 2026? Just running with this thread that you're talking about here in your speech.
Actually, after we launched the employee benefits program, now we're working with over 50 corporates in Bangkok now. And because we have that networks, we have that relationship already, my 2026 plan is to go full on creating marketing campaigns and partnerships with all these partners that we already have too. Some of the talks have already begun, and I'm very excited about reaching all the new customers that we haven't reached yet.
Beautiful. So you're saying that you haven't been full on up to this point. So my understanding is that your life is full on for the past 15 years. Okay. No, it sounds great.
More
Very
full on top of what are you full on?
nice. I love it. That's very exciting. Sounds really cool. And look forward to hearing a little bit more about it. Nice one. Mr. Bien.
Yeah, I really love that message that opportunity lies within you and your own strengths. That's a really beautiful message, and I love your energy changing from the problem side at the beginning to opportunity. See you lighten up within that speech. That's really beautiful. So, what would you say would be the best way to find your own strengths? Because they don't always lie just like we can grab them, right?
I think for me is two things. One thing I always told my team members is to observe yourself, what you naturally lean towards. So there are activities and things in your life that nobody has to tell you what to do, and you naturally want to do it and learn more about it. I think that's a great place to start. I think the second way is to talk to people around you, because sometimes when it comes easy to you, you don't know that it's a gift. So sometimes talking to people around you, asking for direct, honest feedback really helps. So those will be my two main things.
Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing. That's great.
Yeah, and I resonate with that a lot. I've been doing a lot of networking calls lately, and I think that's also a great way to kind of understand where your strengths and weaknesses lie when talking to other people. So yeah, really resonate with that. Thank you so much, Ten. That was amazing. And so what we're going to do now, we're going to have one quick little break. There are two more speakers to go, but before we get to that, because life should be fun, and we want to have fun in life, even at the World Stage Challenge. So we're going to dive into, oops, oh no, now you're going to see all my random, give me one sec. Here we go. We got trivia round 2, 5 questions. We're going to give it another go and see who will get the special prize, the elusive special prize that I will not tell you what it is yet until some future date. So let me copy this. These questions are all on speaking confident. So let's see who knows the most about speaking confident. All right, drop the link in the chat there. That helps. And by the way, welcome Pavel, Donesh. I don't think I've connected to you guys before, but welcome. Nice to have you here. Give it 10 seconds and then we'll jump in. Oh, hey, Danushi. Nice to see you. Right, let's do it. Question number 1. What is the technical term for fear of public speaking? Phobia? That's a real one, actually. Claustrophobia, speakerphobia, or glossophobia? Someone's thinking very hard. Oh, glossophobia. Who chose speakerphobia? That's great. That long one is actually a phobia of long words, funnily enough. Not Javaria, top of the leaderboard. Well done. Who is that? All right, moving on. Is that not you, Javaria? True or false? People usually go blank under pressure because they don't know enough vocabulary words. True or false? Going blank, a result of stress being processed in the brain, the fight or flight instinct. The answer is false. That is not true. It is a result of the fight or flight instinct kicking in the brain. I'll talk about that in a moment. Nice work, 10. What part of the brain triggers the freeze response when you're nervous? It should be pretty similar. Hint, hint, there should be one word there that you recognize, hopefully, if you spent enough time in Oratory Club. Beautiful, the amygdala. So I wonder if anyone's amygdala was being triggered today, or the freeze response being triggered today, but for the most part, couldn't tell. Not Javaria, top of the list. Let's keep it going. True or false? Confidence is domain specific. It changes depending on your situation, your environment, and your state. True or false? Hopefully everyone in Speak the Lead gets this one right. We're always waiting for one person. That is true and very important to acknowledge as well. Nice one. Is this the total leaderboard? Here we go. All right, awesome. Not Javaria at the top. Alan storming in. Second place. Nick very close there as well. Let's see who takes it to the top. What is imposter syndrome? Copying someone else's speaking style, forgetting your speech mid-sentence, pretending to be confident, or feeling like a fraud. Awesome. Feeling like a fraud despite evidence of competence and yeah, it goes a little bit deeper than that, but that's a pretty simple way to explain it. Second place, Mel. Second place, Alan. And our first place is not Javaria. Now, not Javaria. Who is not Javaria? Hope you can send me a message a little bit later on. Let me know who you are. If no one claims the victory, then maybe I'll give the prize to Javaria. We'll see. All right.
It's Jose, I think.
Is that is that you? Brilliant. Jose, please give a
Well,
victory.
it's not Javaria.
It's not Javaria. That's true.
It's Jose. I know. Yeah. He is. See?
Cheeky little troll, Jose. That's cool. Well, let's jump back. We can talk about that a bit later. I'll spare you the victory speech. We have 2 lovely ladies left to speak today in the World Stage Challenge, Kavya or Javaria. Let's see who's lucky. All right, Kavya. So the floor is yours. Oh, did she disappear?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought I kicked you out by accident. Oh my gosh. Panicked. All
Oh,
right.
no.
Whenever you are ready, you are pinned. Okay. Take your time and start when you're ready.
Yep. I invite you to take a moment to think about something you have wished for a really long time. Maybe it's waiting for Christmas to come around when you're 9 years old. Maybe it's waiting to go on a vacation. You book the tickets months in advance and you can't get on the plane and start the journey. I used to stand in my room as a teenager, looking at myself in the mirror, thinking, I'll never have great friends. There's something wrong with me. At that time, the thing I wanted most in the whole world was to have great friends. Not just normal friends, but the friends you see in TV shows, staying up late, talking on the phone, being there for each other when it mattered most. I thought I was a lost cause. But universe had a different idea in store for me. It was 2019. I was boarding a plane to Australia. It was my first flight ever. I was alone, nervous, didn't know my way around the airport. I turned around, and behind me stood a girl with an overweight suitcase, frantically unpacking her things in front of her parents. She looked anxious, lost, exactly how I felt. I tapped her shoulder. Do you know where immigration is? She looked up. I have no idea. Where are you going? Melbourne. Same university, same flight, same terror of the unknown. Her name was Ria. We stopped over in Malaysia. She didn't have the ringgit, which is the local currency. I had packed away way too much. She was hungry. So we shared snacks, shared stories, and by the time we landed in Australia, we had already decided we are doing this together. We didn't know how to cook. We burned rice. We learned. We didn't know how to navigate a foreign country. We got lost taking the tram, but we figured it out. Here's what's wild. Ria and I, complete opposites. She was a silent, introverted, and wouldn't be caught dead singing in public, whereas I was a person dancing in the kitchen at 2 a.m. But when I was upset, she would show up, no questions asked, and I would do the same for her. 6 months ago, she moved to Brisbane. You might think that I would be anxious, but the truth is, I was completely fine. It's not because I'm a cold, heartless human being. It's because I knew deep down that distance won't change our friendship. We are solid. We'll always be best friends, and distance won't change that. Reflecting on this gave me a powerful insight. Manifestation isn't magic, it's clarity. When I was younger, in those years when I told myself that I must be weird because I can't find great friends, I was wishing, sure, but I was wishing with fog. I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew I was lonely. Then I went to college in India. I found my people there, and I remember sitting with them one afternoon, just talking, laughing, and I thought, this is what I always wish for. So as I prepared to move to Australia, I wasn't hoping anymore. I was clear. I wanted people who cared, who'd show up without being asked, who'd help me learn how to survive and maybe even thrive. And because I was clear, so clear that doubt didn't even occur to me, I recognized Ria the second she said, I have no idea. The universe doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to clarity. And when you're that clear, you don't convince yourself it will work because you just know. So if you are to remember just one thing from my speech today, remember this. Stop wishing vaguely. Stop hoping things will magically fall into place. Get clarity. What do you actually want? Not the Instagram version. Not what you think you should want. It's what you need to feel safe, supported, and alive. Write it down, say it out loud, and feel it so deeply that doubt doesn't even have a seat at the table. Because the right tribe brings the right vibe. And when you're that clear, they'll find you. Sometimes right behind you in an airport security line. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavya. Such an amazing story. It's so cool that you guys met at the airport and then ended up clicking and becoming best friends. It really is a very strange coincidence when those things happen. Very cool. This story that you share, I love it, not because I had the exact same experience, but I feel like there's so many things that I can relate to. I feel like as a kid, I really wanted to be older. I couldn't wait to be like an adult, and there's just certain threads there of the frustration and how difficult that was. So I appreciate you sharing the story with us because I think it's one that many people can relate to. Just a little question here. So it's interesting how you talk about clarity and getting clarity, but also this idea of manifestation. So have you explored manifestation at all since having this experience or this insight, or is it just something that is new for you at the moment?
It was something that I started recently and then realized, okay, I had manifested so many things before, which is in my life right now. Like I have wished for going like an outside country, like a foreign country, exploring people. And now I am here in Australia. So things have happened to me. And then I realized it actually works when you have that clarity and you don't know how it works, but it actually works to you. So yeah, that's how I have explored manifestation.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. And I'm sure that it may pop up some point in your future as it's just a very interesting space. Mr. Björn, any thoughts?
Yeah, I really love that message again, that clarity beats everything else, and having clarity on what you really wish for helps you manifesting all that. And what I think is that when we add grateful for things to be happened in the future, that excels it a little more again. But let me ask you, what would you say to people who didn't find what they truly desire?
I think it's all about the timing. So if something doesn't happen to you, it just means that it was not meant for you and there's something better coming along the way. So yeah, I have experienced that even in relationships, friendships where I've got the wrong friends and then later after so many years, I couldn't find anyone that wrong in my circle now. Like it's everyone's, I've been blessed with friends after that. Only good friends. And it feels like something that wrong happened really wrong before should have been the timing was wrong, but if it's meant for you, it will come for you.
So life is happening not to you, it's happening for you. So that's a nice question. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Great answer. Love that answer. Yeah. Nice one. Thank you very much, Kavya. And so, guys, I think that's it. Well, thank you very much for coming. And no, just kidding. I know we got it. Looks as if we have one lucky last participant. Whether she's first or last always seems to be in the extreme. So let's see who will be our final speaker. Congratulations, Javaria. All right. The floor is yours. Let me just pin you here. Okay. Awesome.
Okay, let me put my timer as well because I always forgot about the time. So yeah. Imagine standing in an airport within two suitcases, A pocket full of dreams, a head full of certainty about your future. Now imagine that future coming in a single phone call. How many of you have believed that success was just waiting for you somewhere else, in another country, another job, another version of yourself? I believe that too. Until October 2 years ago, when I learned the hardest truth of my life. I stood in Dubai, qualified, trained, ready. Then came the call I had been waiting for. Finally, a job opportunity. My heart was racing. Do you have a license here in the UAE? 4 seconds of silence. That's all it took for my entire world to collapse. No, I don't. I can still feel it. That moment when your heart doesn't just break, it bleeds. Everything I had sacrificed, everyone I had left behind, every dream I had carried across continents, all of it at stake. I came to Dubai without a backup plan, without real research. I came because I was ready, or so I believed. But I wasn't ready for reality. That night, I cried, the kind of crying where you can't catch your breath, where giving up seems like the only logical choice. And then something unexpected happened. A question cut through the tears. Javaria, whose fault is this? Not the system's, not Dubai's. Mine. I had rushed in with unrealistic expectations and zero preparation. I had thought wanting something badly enough was the same as earning it. I was wrong. But here's what shifted everything. The moment I stopped blaming the world and started taking responsibility, even I was still crying. Something unlocked inside me. I wiped my tears. I looked at myself in the mirror and I asked, is this what you dreamed of? Are you really going to quit now? No, no, I'm not. Yes, I made mistakes, big ones. But mistakes don't make me a failure. Giving up does. Here is what I discovered in that bathroom mirror. To change the outer world, you must first change your inner world. Everyone talks about believing in yourself, about following your dreams, but nobody tells you the uncomfortable truth. Belief without preparation is just fantasy. Dreams without action are just wishes. And the world doesn't own you anything, no matter how qualified you think you are. What changed for me wasn't the circumstances. The way didn't suddenly become easier. What changed was me. I stopped waiting for the world to accommodate my dreams. I started building the bridge between where I was and where I wanted to be. One painful, humbling, necessary step at a time. I started from zero. I navigated the bureaucracy. I did the work I should have done before I ever boarded that plane. Because transformation doesn't happen in the comfortable moments. It happens when you are forced beyond your limits, when you are starting over in a place where nobody knows your name. That's when you discover who you really are. Not the person you thought you were, but the person you are capable of becoming. So here is what I'm asking you today. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop believing that success is somewhere else, waiting for you to just arrive. Start with preparation. Start with honest questions and start with small, mindful steps that build the foundation your dreams needs to stand on. Because the price of dream isn't just what you pay to achieve them, it's who you become in the process of paying it. And that person who takes responsibility, who prepares, who stands back after crying in a bathroom in a foreign country, that person can change not just their own life, but everyone they touch. This world is yours, but belief alone won't get you there. What will you do today, right now, to start building the bridge between your dreams and your reality?
Well done, Javaria. Amazing speech. I want to mention how, yeah, just parts of that just like resonate with me so much, especially with what the year has been like for me as well. And it must be a theme for so many people in terms of the bridge between where you are and where you want to be and who you become in the process. So yeah, really, really love that. When you share some of these feelings, like in this speech, it's your facial expressions and your tone, things that like I'm not used to seeing that really hit different, as the young people say. And yeah, really powerful stuff. Question I have that I want to ask you is, how close are you to where you want to be? Do you feel like you've talked about this bridge,
Okay.
foundations? So where are you?
Yeah. I think I'm still in the process of building myself up, but I'm very much satisfied, not blaming the circumstances, not blaming the Pakistani government, or not blaming the Dubai's rules and regulations. Now I know where I was wrong and where I have to build myself up. So there is no complaint, but still I'm in the process of building myself up, but much more satisfied and much more in a one direction.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing. And Björn, do you have a thought to add?
Yeah, I like that message of taking ownership of your own life,
Yeah.
that changes everything, and I do believe that as well. And what the question I would like to ask is, what's the most honest question you had to ask yourself?
Whose fault is this? I think I have been a person who's always blaming others, like all the time blaming sometimes I blame my environment. Sometimes, though I have very supportive family, very supportive, but still I said, oh, all the time you are doing this. All the time you are not, making me to go outside or do stuff like the way I want to be. So that was the very hardest question I have ever asked. Whose fault is this? I think it's nobody's, it's me who is all the time blaming, and I was not ready to see like it was me. So I think when the moment it was tough, it was really difficult for me to like accept that fact that I was wrong, or I am not wrong, but I am responsible for whatever happening in my life, like whatever decision I'm taking. So nobody is forcing me. So that was a very, really hard question. And after that, I think everything went smooth, and not smooth, but yeah, it's now not that much difficult then.
That's a strong one. Thank you for that.
Great questions there, Björn. Nice answer there, Javaria, as well. And guys, that concludes the 8 speakers for today. So you have now seen the 8 finalists of the World Stage Challenge. How exciting. Now comes the most important part, which is the voting time. So I'm going to pop a link, and we have I'm going to give you 3 or 4 minutes to vote. And the way it works is, let me show you, is here. This is the voting form. You must choose one person, but you can choose up to 3, and each person will get a point. Then I'm going to quickly add those points up and determine our top 3. Now, just as a quick reminder, places number 3 and 2 will get a special little prize, which I will tell you about moving forward. It's not a lesson with me, just letting you know that it's something different. All right, I'm going to do something different. The top prize gets a scholarship to the World Stage Challenge, to Speak to Lead program. All right, so it's a really big deal. They're going to be joining our elite group in the Speak to Lead program. So think carefully. I know it's very hard to evaluate which is the best. It's very subjective, but just think about the one that perhaps resonated most with you, because ultimately this is really about connection and which speech made you feel like you want to take action, or perhaps left you with a different belief or idea today. So encourage you to think about that. Daniel, do you have a question?
Yes. For example, the vote one is for the person we like the most, or no?
So as I just said, the vote is for the speech that you feel resonated with you the most. Which one did you feel the most connected to? At the end of the day, it might be a little bit of a popularity contest. Everyone here deserves to win, but we are going to pick one for the sake of it, because it's also cool to have a winner. Cool. So you just follow your heart, Daniel. I know you'll make the right choice. All right. Awesome. So the link, oops, oh no, that's not the, sorry, wrong link. Let me copy. Is that the form? Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, awesome. So guys, get in there. I'm going to be having a look at the results. We're going to take a few minutes for that. And I'll try to make sure everyone gets in. So I've dropped that in the chat.
Ben,
And
do
go,
we
go, go.
all vote, including the participants?
Say again.
Or because my internet connection was unstable for a moment, I probably missed that. So do we all vote, including the participants, including the
Yep,
speakers?
all participants, everyone votes. Yep, so you can vote for yourself if you like, vote for others, completely up to you. Okay, and it's all anonymous. I think we'll have it probably collects the emails. Yes, so not fully anonymous. I did that just so that people can't vote a million times. Or one individual can't vote many, many times. So, all right. I should have some sort of like pensive music. Let me find something while this happens.
How much time do we have?
You've got 2 minutes left.
I feel like I need 20 minutes, sir.
I tried everything. Cough.
20 minutes. What for? To have a deep analysis. Here we go. Pensive music for the tired soul. This sounds very up Jose's alley, I think. Just kidding. Wasn't really what I was going for, but anyway. See them coming through, guys. Almost there. I'll give it another minute or so, and I'll start counting this up. Our souls are rested now. Just give me a minute just to calculate that. Maybe you guys can, if anyone feels like having a chat, filling some space for a minute, feel free. Just give me a minute, okay?
Wait, I haven't voted. I need to think of the third one. I can't think of the third one.
Oh, you've got 10 seconds, quick. Or just submit your two, and then you don't have to do all three. So it's
Just follow your gut feeling. Take that
trust.
one who comes up to your mind first.
That's it. Wise words.
Bjorn wasn't one of the choices, though.
I'm sorry. I'm ending 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Beautiful. I just need time to actually like calculate it. So I do this in a way that makes it a little bit inconvenient. So bear with me. It'll just take me a minute. All right, guys, the results are in. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask Mr. Björn, are you cool? I'm going to send you the results. And Ken, do you mind announcing these? Are you good to do that? From third, second, first? You have the honor.
I can do that.
Brilliant. So I'm going to send you a message on school. Give me one sec.
Okay.
That would be awesome. I've got the results, guys. I've got the results. Here they are. There was some very close. Fourth and fifth were very, very close, actually, as well. Honorable mentions at a future point. All right, Björn, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So, I hope I speak all your names in the correct way. Being German, many languages are a little difficult. So the first one is easy for me to say. So I'm very happy to announce the third place, who is, let's get a little drum roll. It's Emma. So congratulations, Emma, for being in the third place. And I know Ben will have a great thing for you as well. So coming in second place, and I think that could be a just a small difference between all those three. Coming in second place, get a drum roll again, and it's Nick. Nick, congratulations to your second place, and I'm sure that Nick has a gift for you as well. And they all wanted first place, whoever everyone is watching for. Let's make it a really big drum roll, please. And who could it be? It's Javaria. Congratulations on the first place, Javaria. Great speeches all together. I'm really blessed to have been here today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Björn. And guys, thank you to everyone today. You know, yes, this is a competition. It's also not really a competition. It's an opportunity to get up, share your story, connect with each other. That's really what it's all about. But it is nice also to get some recognition for those who are able to go the extra mile. But I do feel everyone here deserves to be on that podium. So amazing speeches, guys. Thank you so much for doing it properly, setting a really high standard for our first World Stage Challenge. Yeah, congratulations. I'm going to be in touch with some of you guys, some of the prize winners there. Otherwise, everyone else, we will be returning to our normal scheduling next week. We've got the amygdala override on 4 o'clock, or my time, 4 o'clock next Sunday. We've also got Sunday Club next week as normal, and I'm see some of you guys during the week as well. So thank you very much. Have a lovely week and see you guys soon. Oh, actually, sorry,
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
quick thank you to Björn. Thank you so much for coming through today. Amazing guest judge. Thank you for your insights. Also, Alan, such detailed comments there in the chat. Same with you, Nick, as well. And I love the chat firing up as well. That was really fun to watch as well. So thank you for that too. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone take care. I'll talk to you soon.
Sir, you are not going to take the screenshot or a picture?
Oh, yes, I am. Oh my gosh. Quick screenshot. Oh my God. Ready? 3. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Awesome. Forgot. Oh, how could I almost forget that? Thanks, Javaria. Peace. All right. See you guys.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.